where everything is an option on the menu.
And one thing about me, I'm a tough cookie, but I know what I can't do, and I'm not suffering. All right, I fought my whole life. I'm all right.
Excuse me, Cletus. Hoppo, who this man?
Yeah, I wasn't doing it. So I was like, I'm not paying $1,000 to sleep on somebody's couch.
Grab your lunch, hit send on that email, and get ready for the best hour of your day.
My way of thinking is that the parents do all they can, but once the kids leave out that door, whatever have you, they make their own decisions. I don't care if you're 9 or 99, it's still your decision about the situations that you get involved yourself in.
We talking about taxpaying citizens who look into their taxes. Look into this. We talking about elected officials doing backdoor deals, and somehow she still want to blame immigrants. That's what we talking about right now. We following the money, and you still want to blame black people and immigrants and welfare and all of these things for policies and backdoor deals that put poor people in worse position.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
Like you said, they want to pad their pockets, but they need a reason to push things through. And I guess the low-hanging fruit is, okay, well, this is a problem, right? Y'all want to fix the problem, and they just hope nobody looks into it like, wait, when did food trucks become an issue?
Here are your hosts, Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon.
Yo, what up? What up? Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. You are now punched in on your lunch break, your favorite 2 hours of the day with your boy Ray Nitty, my co-host Maybe Shannon, on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. DJ Brother Z holding us down with the production and sound. It's Friday. How y'all feeling on this Friday? Shannon, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. We made it. We made it through another week, man.
Almost another month.
I'm just happy it's Friday. The weekend has approached. It's upon us.
It is
Great
here.
Happening, man.
It is here. What you got? What you got for the weekend?
Man, I'm getting some rest. That's what's crazy. I just looked at my schedule. I'm actually off this weekend.
Dang, so
I actually got 2 days in a row off. Both, like all jobs. I don't know what to do. I might just stare at a wall and glitch. I don't know.
Nah, you ain't gonna do that. We gonna get active. We gotta get active.
Yeah.
833-212-1017. That is the number to dial. 833-212-1017. That is the number to dial. Man, Shannon, tell the people where they can find us, man, before we get into this menu today.
Let's do it. So if you guys want to watch us live in studio and join the chat, our chat be live, the chat be chatting. Go over to YouTube, join the chat, watch us live in studio. We are at 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. If you want to give us a call or a text, you can call us at 833-212-1017. Again, that number is 833-212-1017. You can call us, you can text us. We prefer you call. We want to hear y'all boys. We want to conversate with our cousins, okay? Make sure you also follow your hosts. We got Ray Nitty at Ray Nitty, RayNitti across all platforms. And myself, Maybe Shannon, Maybeshannon across all platforms. And go over to Facebook and follow The Lunch Break on Facebook. We're building a community up right now, okay? Join our community. Hit us up. We live.
We live, man. For sure. Get in the group, man. Go join the group. We got some... we doing some things out of our own means in the group.
Mm-hmm.
We can't
use an opinion.
You know what I'm saying? We can't just do it on our own on air because we got FCC rules we gotta abide by. But on Facebook, y'all know it's the wild wild west over there on the internet. So we could have a little more fun over there. We could engage more. I want to do some giveaways. I know y'all
Robert
hungry.
Land said, "Happy Friday, y'all." Marty Gray said, "Yes, Friday."
Shouts out to the
right.
chat.
I like it. You see it on the screen.
Yeah, I like that.
Z.
I like that. I like that, man. So get active, man. Join the chat, man. We got a pretty full menu today. Shannon, I know you got an appetizer for us. Bro was crying about his students. But on today's menu, we gonna have for the lunch break. We want to talk about the power of motion. All right. We want to talk about movement, mind, and health. And we want to get into some of that because later in the show today, we have an interview with AD Corcor, one of the sponsors for Truth Family Fest coming up. And we want to get into some things that they have going on and what the foundation does and so forth. So we want to talk about that today, just kind of like warming the table. And then, Shannon, we want to give them a little heads up about some local news, right? MMSD is getting ready to award a $700 million contract to a company. And we're going to talk about it because it's kind of controversial. And 700, that sounds crazy. $700 million is not a small amount of money. And
Right.
I want to know.
I guess I ain't getting awarded the contract. I probably would have knew, huh? Y'all would have knew. Y'all would have knew. I can tell you that. There would have been signs.
Oh my God, there would have been signs, man. And also on the menu, man, we want to talk about data centers. I really want to get into data centers and really, really have a real kind of honest conversation about it. I want us to talk about the numbers behind the controversy. I want to hear y'all concerns about data centers as well, and what have you learned and saw and research about data centers. Then we want to talk about the proposed moratorium and what would it actually do, right? Then also, Shannon, we want to talk about some data centers that are already here. I know we had a lot of conversation about what's to come and the dangers of what the future could look like and the pollutions of the environment. But we have some data centers here right now. And just want to give some information on what those data centers are, or at least a couple of them, and just show some numbers behind it, right? And then I feel like we should talk to them, Shannon, about, okay, this might not be a popular take, Shannon. It might not be a popular take. The views and opinions expressed on this show.
What you finna say, right? Oh, you finna have us fired. About this might not be a popular take.
Well, because, data set, like, it's such a polarizing conversation right now, even in politics all across the country. Everybody's talking about data centers, right? So I got to take, people might not just be so quick to support. But I just want us to look at a deeper conversation. Why I think human consumption of data in general, we need to have an honest conversation about our human consumption.
Okay.
And why we could be part of the reason that these data centers even exist. So, want to talk about that. And then, Shannon, I want us to get into some of the apps we use every day and what keeps them running.
I wonder what keeps them running. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Shannon.
Doing some digging. Okay.
You got any major plan for the weekend? I know you said you want to get some rest.
Not really, like I said,
but
I'm gonna get some rest.
I felt like she said this a couple times, Zach, and then she was at a pool party getting no rest.
This is what happens. I feel like I know as a human I need rest, but my ADHD don't let me do it. Like for one day, I probably would clean up, probably sit down on the couch, and I'd be like, what's going on outside? Let me just call a friend. Oh, well, I'm just gonna do this. And I'm like, okay. And then from there, the story writes itself. So,
and then there was no rest.
then there's no rest.
And then there was tequila.
And then there was tequila. But I feel like it'd be equally as important to spend time with friends and like actually find time for fun. All this work, I gotta spend the pay. You know what I'm saying? What about you? What about your plans?
Man, I might go to State Fair again. We went to
Okay,
State
so
Fair.
wait.
What?
Didn't you tell me you wasn't gonna go?
I did, but then I actually got a text.
So you going twice now?
Right.
Crazy.
So here it is, right? Hey,
Really?
chill out. Don't act like we ain't just seen people
Hey,
flip flop all through
I ain't gonna
election.
be going to no State Fair.
I had no intentions on going, but I'm gonna send y'all a screenshot of our family
But you end
group
up there
text.
twice.
Yeah, they sent the text
How you
out.
get there 2 times?
Amanda put the text out. She was like, we're going to State Fair and we're dragging your dad with us. So,
I like Amanda, man. Look, she be law and order. Look,
So,
you going to State Fair.
as much as I tried to resist it, I was down there eating corn dogs, corn, funnel cakes with strawberry. I didn't know who I was. I was a whole different person. I was yesterday. I was like, man, I think I want to go to State Fair again.
Very demure.
Look, had too much fun.
Oh my God! But don't go anywhere, y'all. We'll be right back on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. This is a lunch break.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
In Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Milwaukee, we need more leaders. If you're a man 24 or older, it's time to stop talking about change and be the change. Join the 100 Black Men of Milwaukee, where successful men come together to mentor youth, strengthen our community, and build the next generation of leaders. Your experience, your wisdom, your legacy, it all matters. Visit Milwaukee100.org, click membership, and apply today. 100 Black Men of Milwaukee. What they see is what they'll be.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey. She started dancing and her had me in a trance.
What up, y'all? What up? Welcome to your favorite 2 hours of the day, the lunch break with Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon, DJ Brother Z holding us down with the production and sound. It is Friday. Yes, it is Friday. I know y'all ready for the weekend. I know Shannon ready for the weekend.
For sure. Thank God. Day off, to dilly-dally how I please, man. Like, hopefully it ain't 200 degrees out here. I might go for a walk or something, you know?
Man, I know, right? I need to get more active. And that's
Straight
I'm
up.
interested for AD Core coming up later today. And we're going to be talking about the power of motion and movement. But Shannon, man, we had an interesting appetizer you sent for the folks today. So we're going to bring that to the table real quick and share with our cousins this appetizer. And I want to know how y'all feel about this. I know how some people feel, but I really want to know how y'all feel about this. 833-212-1017. That's the number to dial. 833-212-1017. That's the number to dial. You can text that number as well. All right, what we got, Shannon?
All right, let's get into it. So, imagine being accused of planning a mass shooting targeting Black people at one of the biggest Black cultural festivals in the country.
Damn.
Being arrested with a gun and roughly 200 rounds of ammunition, and then months later, walking out of jail without facing criminal charges. That's what just happened in the case of Christopher Gilliam, a former North Carolina law enforcement officer. Gilliam was arrested in April in Destin, Florida, after his own family reportedly alerted authorities that he had expressed threats about harming Black people. Investigators said that he was allegedly traveling toward New Orleans to carry out a mass shooting at a festival believed to be the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Authorities located him using flock camera technology. I'm happy to use. They finally used it for good. When he was arrested, investigators recovered a handgun and approximately 200 rounds of ammunition from his hotel room. Wow. Gilliam was eventually extradited to Louisiana and faced a state terrorism-related charge. But now there's a major development as a Louisiana grand jury declined to indict him, finding that there wasn't enough evidence to move forward under the state's terrorizing statute. Gilliam was subsequently released, and according to current reporting, he is not facing any additional charges. And this is where I think the conversation gets complicated. A grand jury declining to indict does not mean a jury found him innocent at trial. It means that the prosecutors did not get an indictment on that particular charge. At the same time, authorities have previously described a serious threat, a firearm, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. So my question for you guys this morning is, when the law enforcement has enough information to intervene and potentially prevent a mass shooting, but prosecutors later say there isn't enough evidence to bring charges, what should happen next? For those who would have been in that crowd, this isn't just a legal question. It's about whether or not tragedy was prevented and whether our system has the tools to respond before somebody actually pulls the trigger. Man.
So he tried to kill some Black folk. What festival was that? That sounded like Essence Fest. What was this in Louisiana?
They said the Jazz and Heritage. Yeah, they said it was the Jazz and Heritage Fest that he might have been traveling to. I guess with correlation to the dates he was traveling and when he got to his hotel and stuff. They said the Jazz and Heritage Fest. Man,
so
imagine that
he plotted to kill multiple Black people.
And told his family. His family are the ones that alerted the authorities.
And they caught him.
His own family.
With 200 plus rounds. Guns. In his hotel room.
Yep. He was already ready to roll. Ready to rock and roll.
Basically a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
and they didn't have enough evidence to convict on the charge. Do we know
They
what
didn't even indict him, so I don't even think they even press charges. Basically, that means like he just walks away scot free, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm interested in like what was the initial charge then? Because I'm trying to figure out what type of charges was you brought up on. If you could just, and he was a off duty or ex police officer.
It looks like he was an ex police officer.
Mm.
Yep, he was an ex police officer. Yeah, former North Carolina law enforcement officer. That makes sense. North Carolina, I heard, is a wild place.
Yeah, NC is they got their own fair share of lynchings happening out there in North Carolina.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this dude might know exactly who doing it.
Man, that's probably who let him out. But we just we don't know any of the facts yet, but what we do know is we've seen this time and time again where people get off or less sentencing, or even when they are apprehended in the act, they get treated with so much different energy than our community. It makes me think of the kid, not even the kid, the monster who went into that church, prayed with them folks. What was his name? Dylan, and killed him after.
Yeah.
And then they took him to Burger King.
Yep. They treat them like, oh, they didn't mean it. Like here, I kind of looked over it again. It says so what I think they got him on was like terrorizing threats or something like that, because it said after finding there wasn't enough evidence to move forward under the state's terrorizing statute, he was released. So yeah, that's crazy. For you to be found like you made these threats,
and then don't we
made your way over, like.
So he had a hotel by where the festival was going on too?
Yep. Yep. That is wild.
Man, once again, I'm going to say it over and over again. They treat our folks a little bit different.
Way different.
A little bit different.
And then my thing is, I just hate how hard we also are on our own people. It's like we extra hard on our own people, but I think it's mostly out of fear and out of knowing nobody else is going to be gentle with you either, but it's also like, man, we act like everybody is facing the same issues, and it's just not the same way for other people.
Right.
What I am happy about in this case, they finally used the flock cameras for something.
Yeah.
God, I've been seeing so many reports about them using them flock cameras to stalk ex-girlfriends and potential partners. I'm like, what is this? Terrible. What is this used for? What y'all supposed to be using it for? At this point, I would have thought that's what they told them to use it for. You like somebody, just find them.
See what type of
go get them.
She is.
Right. This is what the flock cameras is for.
I did see that Flock is making some adjustments to their policies on and it should be taking effect January 1st, 2027, if I'm not mistaken. And what I did see on the news this morning was they are saying that instead of holding data, it's funny. Instead of storing the data for more than, I guess, 90 days, they're considering, or the proposed change is they would store it for 7 days or something like that. So, and then they're working through the ideas of like, okay, what does that look like if the footage is needed for an investigation? So we will definitely monitor the situation a little bit more frequently. So
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, what does it? You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say, how does that help the issues that are going on with Flock? They making these updates, but that don't sound like it directly like helps out what's going on with Flock, like people literally abusing the system. What they
Absolutely.
need to have is a flag if an officer is consistently accessing a certain name. That should be like after 5, like, why are you doing this? Or like unauthorized access happening, like it should automatically be a flag. Like they can do all this stuff. Why can't they just?
Or you should have to notify somebody that they're being looked up. Like a text message, girl, hey, your license plate was being tracked on the Flock camera. Like what type? Like that's how you let people feel secure. Like don't just give people the right to look at me and not inform me.
Right. I do know one of the women that found out she was being looked up. There's like a website, am I being flock.com or something like that? I think that's how she found out.
Oh, so it is a site where you could see how much you've been flocked?
Yep. I got to look up the website, but that's how one of those officers ended up getting in trouble. She looked her name up and was like shocked to see she was like looked up 100-something times. So there's that. But we'll be right back after these messages. Don't go anywhere, guys. We are going to get into the meat and potatoes of it all. You're listening to the award-winning 1017 The Truth with Ray Nitty and maybe Shannon.
Don't go anywhere.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Clyde's Donut Holes for $2.99. 8-piece Dale Fried Chicken for $8.99. Minute Maid Lemonade or Punch, 3 for $4.98. Boneless Pork Sirloin Roast, $2.29. California Raspberries, $2.99. Boneless Pork Sirloin Chops, $2.49 a pound. And Kraft Mac and Cheese, 5 for $5. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, AB Core, Tap In MKE, and Ascension.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I'll be back in the morning. She steady tweaking off wherever you call it. Tweak. She flocky on wherever you call it. Yeah. Wish I didn't sleep, but I won't leave till the morning.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. to the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. This is the lunch break with Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon. DJ Brother Z holding us down with the production and sound. It is Friday. Yes, it is Friday. The menu is full today, y'all. The menu is full today. Man, what you want to go to on this menu, Shan? I feel like we could a la carte it today. We don't gotta.
Okay, I'm gonna let you pick. I'm gonna let you pick, Ray.
I know I wanted to go
a
to
la carte menu.
Yeah, you feel me?
I feel you. I feel you.
Let's go to Do I want some good trouble today, Shannon? For this Friday?
I'm interested. Honestly, I do want to hear who got that 700 million.
Okay, let's go to that. Let's talk to that.
Okay.
So, MMSD, $700 million contract, right? So, just giving y'all some information about the contract itself. The Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District is choosing a new private operator for a 10-year contract worth roughly $55 to $70 million per year. So up to $700 million total over the life of the deal. $700 million total over the life of the deal. And I feel like I've seen this before. If it's $700 million, I'm willing to bet it's another 20 to 50 million somewhere is going to be over that. Companies always find a way to have change orders and raise the costs. But nevertheless, 700 million total over the lifespan of the deal, which is going to be 10 years. So what does it cover? It covers operation and maintenance of the Jones Island and South Shore water waste plants, excuse me, the deep tunnel system, the Milligranite fertilizer plant, and the regional sewer network serving 1.1 million people across 28 communities. So that's a huge responsibility. Serving 1.1 million people across 28 communities. The current operator, Veolia North America, French-owned, running MMSD since 2008. It's competing against Dallas-based Jacob Solutions. A recommendation is expected from the review committee around August 17th. So this is coming up, with a final commission vote expected in late September. So, I know people is like, okay, what does this mean? It's a lot we could. It's a lot we could get into, right, about what this means, right? But just for context, I want us to know the state that the country is in. And I think I would like to say we got a good idea, right, Shannon? Unless you like SpongeBob living in a pineapple under the sea.
For real, look, and SpongeBob even suffering. Look, you know what?
Right. But
everything suffers.
So one of the companies, right, Shannon, has a connection to Palantir. So Jacob Solution, one of the two finalists, has documented strategic partnership with Palantir, the data analytics company that has held contracts with ICE since 2011 and is currently building tools like Immigrations OS, a $30 million ICE contract to help track down undocumented people using data pooled across federal agencies.
Wow. Oh, brother.
All right. Moving on. moving on. Forward Latino president, Daryl Morin summed up the community concern directly. We are more than concerned to learn that a strategic partnership is in place between the two companies. MMSD-owned Executive Director Kevin Schaefer has pushed back on the alarm, saying MSD bills communities directly, not individuals, doesn't share private information, and that any data an operator would access is public data, not resident-level personal data. Jacobs has also told the Journal Sentinel it treats data privacy seriously and only uses client data under strict safeguards for authorized project purposes. So even right there was a contradictory. Did I not hear? So hear me out here. MMSD own director Kevin Schaefer says he pushed back on the alarm, saying MMSD bills communities directly, not individuals. It doesn't share private information, and that any data an operator would access is public data, not resident level personal data. But then Jacob says it told the Journal Sentinel it treats data privacy very seriously and only uses client data under strict safeguard. So it's like, do they not got it or do they got it? Well, moving on. I just, notice the key word in here, data.
Yep.
So I want us to just keep the root word here, data centers. Just keep remembering the word data for today. It's data kind of day. So the big picture, Palantir,
Data
right?
day.
Data day. For context, Palantir's ICE relationship isn't new or hidden. It dates to 2011 and has grown at least $248.3 million in total ICE contracts, including a $30 million deal to build Immigration OS, a database explicitly designed to help track down undocumented people using data pulled across multiple federal agencies. And I know people like they ain't just using that to track down Latinos. They trying to track down Africans. I even saw somebody that's running for, I can't remember what country they were running in, but she made ironically enough, an AI generated video for her campaign that had her in a like a garbage truck that got the arms, and she was just like picking up little black people off the street and throwing them in the back of the trash.
God, what?
They would be like laying on a bench or something, and then she would just come through with the truck and scoop them up and throw them in the.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
But we'll keep it moving. Palantir's federal footprint is expanding well beyond ICE right now. A reported $244 million Pentagon deal, a $1.3 billion Defense Department contract through 2029 for Project Maven, and reporting that the Trump administration had asked Palantir to help build a centralized database consolidating information across federal agencies, a request that has drawn bipartisan privacy concerns in Congress. Now, none of this means MMSD data specifically would flow to Palantir or ICE. Jacobs and Palantir are separate companies with a business partnership, and MMSD data is described as public infrastructure data, not resident records. But it explains why advocacy groups are treating any corporate tie to Palantir as a red flag worth surfacing before a $700 million public vote, not after. Yeah. So I actually, I invest in the stock market and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I actually had invested in Palantir. I did. I had put a few dollars in the Palantir, and then once I did some research and realized what it was they do, I liquidated all my shares because I got immigrant family, and I give a damn about humans, and I see the climate that people have to navigate and deal with and go through. But
nasty word.
I don't know, Shannon. What's how you feel? 700 million. And I got other concerns, but I want to know what you think about giving $700 million like that.
And then it's like they playing in our face because they trying to say, oh, it's not directly correlated to ICE. It ain't like the money gonna go straight to them, right? But it's clear that this company has a lot to do with ICE.
Right.
That's wild to me.
Right. And as if they don't. And one thing I'm always interested in our water system because, Wisconsin got one of the, our Lake Michigan, Milwaukee, we have one of the best water systems in the country. People come from all over the world to study our water.
Wow.
To study how how we do our thing out here. So, I don't know, man. I think we be negotiating wrong. I feel like 700 million, like, why we don't have a partnership with these companies to where revenue flows back to the city, the county, the state, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
You got OpenAI offering the United States 5% of their company just so they could. Now, obviously, they probably doing that to get certain things rubber stamped and pushed through and whatnot, right? But you have companies that is offering all of these percentages and where it flows back into the state. It flows back into somehow lowering costs for citizens. But don't go anywhere, y'all. We'll be right back after these messages on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Don't go anywhere.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicsschools.org/enrollment or visit MPS Student Services at 5225 West Vliet Street, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for choosing MPS.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America,
Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post 9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, my not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, Cierra.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, AB Core, Tap In MKE, and Ascension.
Boys and girls singing this little part right here. Maybe these are words, something like this.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. Yes, you were punched in on your lunch break, your favorite 2 hours of the day. Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon, DJ Brother Z holding us down with the production and sound. How y'all feeling? 833-212-1017. That's the number to dial, man. 833-212-1017. That's the number to dial. So, yeah, man, we just had to give you all, if you're just joining us on your award-winning 1017, The Truth, we was just giving y'all a breakdown of something that is about to happen here soon in the city of Milwaukee. $700 million contract to manage our water system will be awarded. It's looking like next week. And some of the companies, well, one of the companies in particular had some questionable ties to a company that has serious ties to ICE. So we was talking about that, man. But before we get any deeper into the menu, speaking of menu, Shannon, what you got on the menu for the folks today?
Well, Ray, Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Join us for the Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. It's free and fun for the entire family, featuring great music, community resources, family activities, and back-to-school support to help students get ready for a successful year. Interested in volunteering? Visit the Truth's Family Fest website at truthfamilyfest.com to complete the volunteer form or by emailing Sierra.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com, CIERRA, Sierra.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Bring the whole family, experience one of Milwaukee's favorite community celebrations, True Family Fest, Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, DCWS, AB Core, Ascension, and Tap In MKE. That's what was on the menu.
Shouts out to the menu, man. The menu be thick. The menu be thick. So,
it's jelly, not jam. No.
My God.
What?
Nothing at all. Here we go. Let's get back on track here. So yeah, y'all, we talking about this data and what has been going on, and it brought up this conversation that I wanted to have, man. Like, what's fueling these data centers? So I want us to talk about the apps that we use every day and what keeps them running. What you think of that, Shannon?
Let's hear it. I'm going to guess it's going to be some disappointed people hearing the apps and
we'll see.
Keeping them running. Let's go.
We'll see. So every major platform people use daily: Google search and Gmail, Instagram and Facebook, Meta, Amazon and Amazon Web Service hosted apps, Microsoft, Outlook, Teams, And every AI chatbot runs on exactly this kind of data center infrastructure. Google data centers alone consumed 6.1 billion gallons of water in 2024, up from 4.3 billion in 2021. And company-wide water use hits 10.9 billion gallons in 2025, a 34% year-over-year jump driven specifically by AI deployment, not just infrastructure construction. Meta's data center uses 776 million gallons in 2023 alone, 95% of the company's entire water footprint. Nationally, U.S. data centers use an estimated 264 billion gallons of water in 2025 when counting the electricity generation behind them. And about 40% of U.S. data centers sit in areas already facing high or extreme water stress. By 2028, U.S. data centers could consume at least as much as 12% of the entire nation's electricity, according to Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory.
Who's gonna pay them electric bills?
So I want us to think about this, right? Let's go back to these platforms. Google. When you're using your Google search engine, when you're using Instagram, Facebook, Amazon shopping,
All things are part of our daily lives right now.
that's data consumption. It's data consumption. So we as humans need to, I'm interested to know how much data did we consume arguing with each other on Facebook about data centers?
That's kind of ironic, though. Dang.
I'm just saying, Shannon. Am I tripping?
It's like if you care so much about data, just write me a letter about it.
You're going to have to get on the phone. You're going to have to get in the field.
You have to mail me a letter for real. You don't have to go to the post office.
Let's think about it. iPhones, cloud. Cloud don't mean just in the sky. It's data centers that store all these stupid food pictures y'all taking. And then you want to argue with me about data centers online. With 2 terabits worth of food pictures. We keep buying more cloud storage for our iPhones.
That's true.
I mean, they force us to do that. That's not by choice.
We don't have to use it.
You need more.
We don't have to use it. We do got to. If we really upset about data, we have to look at our data consumption. Okay, I'll do you one even better. Netflix. Streaming. Kick. Twitch.
Oh. We streaming right now, huh?
We streaming right now using data. Our consumption is driving. We don't want to hear this. Now, can we have a separate conversation about how companies are finding ways and manipulating people and programming people to stay on platforms even longer to increase data consumption? Absolutely. Because we didn't always have auto reels where it just keep playing endlessly.
You don't even realize, like, dang, how I get here?
Right. You look up, it's dinner time. You still at work.
I be forgetting. I forget what platform I'm on. I'll be like, wait, am I on? What is this? TikTok or Instagram? How did I get on Facebook?
So
that's how like automatic it is.
Yeah. We shopping on Cheyenne, DoorDash, Uber.
She ain't got they graphics turning around and making it clap 2 times now. That's some data right there.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to tell y'all, I was on Shein and I was shopping for a shirt and the mannequin turned around and started making it clap. I'm not joking. I screen recorded because I thought I was going crazy. They doing all types of stuff over there.
How much data you think that took?
I know it was some data. The mannequin had yams, you know. I'm just playing, but seriously though, like it was a lot of work. I was like, I just wanted to see a picture of the shirt. Could have all been so simple, but
man,
I probably took some data.
But don't go anywhere, y'all. We'll be right back after these messages on the award-winning the station 101.7 The Truth.
Don't go anywhere.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Craving something fresh, fun, and absolutely delicious? Then head to Goody Gourmets, celebrating 20 legendary years of gourmet popcorn that's bursting with flavor. From sweet to savory and everything in between, every batch is handcrafted with premium ingredients made to bring joy to every bite. Stop by 6369 North Green Bay Avenue and discover why Milwaukee can't get enough of Goody Gourmets. Open Monday through Saturday. Treat yourself today at goodygourmets.com. Goody Gourmets, fresh, delicious, legendary.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, AB Core, Tap In MKE, and Ascension.
I'm Chris Jackamick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM. W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
I'm too shy. What up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This was a vibe on the low. To the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. This is a lunch break with Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon. DJ Brother Z holding us down with the production and sound. It's hour 2 with the lunch break crew, y'all. We got some vegetables on the menu today. Some they might not want to eat. They don't
Not
want
the
it.
vegetables.
They don't want
Not
the
the broccoli that was man-made broccoli.
without cheese.
No cheese, no Parmesan sauce.
They don't want these Brussels sprouts. They don't want these Brussels sprouts, man. We talking about data centers, y'all. 833-212-1017. That's the number to dial. 833-212-1017 is the number to dial. Everybody was mad at AI. And I get it. AI could get dangerous. It's eliminating jobs.
Stop seeing people. Everybody using that stuff for anything. I done seen women live 100 different lives on my timeline. I'm like, okay, sis. Wait a minute, this AI picture had me convinced. I was like, she doing everything.
I got somebody trying to scam me right now on Instagram using AI, trying to buy my musical catalog. I was like, you're not getting bow.
Oh my goodness. He said, what's up, bow?
Like, we building our Wisconsin right now, man. What's wrong with you?
We building our Wisconsin.
Can't just get that away. Man.
No, that's funny though. It's actually hilarious.
But no, we got to have an honest conversation about human consumption of data. These data centers are processing our usage of Netflix, Amazon Prime, Roblox, Call of Duty. Just searching on Google, YouTube.
Yeah. Our everyday activities.
Everyday activity. Facebook, just putting up a status. I really wish we could find out how much data was used arguing about data centers on Facebook and the internet. X, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok.
That would be really interesting to see, honestly. Like, y'all used up all the data. Y'all used up all the water. Like, dang. It was us. We was the problem.
And our constant usage of it. Our constant usage of it. I just want us to think about it. But here we go. Where did it go? I had the numbers.
Gone.
It was a very interesting stat, and I lost my place on our research that we did. But essentially, the generation that was mostly against data centers uses the most data.
What generation is that?
Z.
Really?
I'm trying to find
Gen Z, that would be right before the millennials, or is that X? I get those two.
I thought Z was after the millennials, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that's the younger ones.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I
I
could
get
be
Z
wrong.
and X confused. I always get them confused.
I don't even know what I am. I'd like to say I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Here we go. I think we said this already, but U.S. daily media consumption is projected to hit a record 13 hours and 26 minutes per day in 2026. This was 2026. Damn near using data half of the hours in the day. The highest ever measured, driven specifically by generative AI use, layering on top of already heavy used social media and streaming habits. The average American now spends roughly 6 to 7 hours a day on screens outside of work, with social media alone accounting for about 3 hours of that globally. Streaming set a record too. 16 trillion minutes streamed in 2025 alone, a 19% increase in just 1 year. Meaning the underlying demand for video infrastructure is still accelerating, not leveling off. Hence why people are building more data centers.
I mean, with the new trend of everybody becoming a streamer, I could see how that's happening. 24-hour streams, in real life streams, like people literally are like streaming consistently, like, and it's more demand for it than ever. Like, I got people hitting me up all the time, like, I wonder what 24 hours with you would be. You got to start streaming. I'm like, people really sit in front of a camera 24 hours straight up going. Like,
I'm telling you.
And it's a demand for it.
Facebook Live. Facebook Live. Yeah. You know how many people went live protesting data centers?
They ain't write about it in the newspaper. They went live. See, hey, if you about it, you got to write in the newspaper. You got to send a strongly worded letter. No more data usage.
And you only could get it printed. Don't email it out, because that's data too.
They can't even print it. We need it handwritten.
Here you go. Gen Z averages about, handwritten is funny. Gen Z averages about 9 hours a day on screens. Young adults 18 to 29 average over 8 hours, meaning the generations with the most decades of consumption still ahead of them are also the heaviest current users. They just getting started.
Yep. Man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So I don't understand. So people are against data centers, but they're still using data. And I feel like when we add these data centers, right, and they're protesting, it's kind of like, if we don't add these data centers, we'll be left behind. Almost like with AI, like I hear people talk about how they're against AI and they don't like it, but it's one of those things that's happening regardless. People are using this data no matter what. People are using AI no matter what. So it's one of those things where it's like, I hate to say it, but you got to get with it or get left behind at this point. That's what it sounds like.
Robert says, none of these things you are describing compare to the usage of AI data centers, though. What I'm describing is these data centers that are being built is powering these platforms that are being used, Robert. What do you think is, like, where do you think all this information is stored for Amazon Prime? That ain't just on no hard drive that they got under the computer on a desk. What do you think all your Facebook message, what do you think you on YouTube right now using this chat, typing that? Where do you think that message is stored so when people go back, they could go see your comment? What do you think of Google? You know who owns YouTube? Google. What do you think a Google data center is used for? Potawatomi had a data center that's been in Milwaukee since 2012. Not as the same large scale. He says, do you know how long these companies have had their things versus how long / how fast these other centers are popping up? Because demand. We haven't slowed down our consumption, Robert. You using more data as you sit there and type on Google, proving Google point that, hey, man, we need more data centers.
Yeah.
We don't ever want to look within. We don't want to ever admit our doom scrolling on the internet.
Even with the boom of AI, like it went from nobody knowing what these things was to everybody literally, like people genuinely having consistent conversations using AI. Like people doing their day-to-day using AI. Like I said, like while I'm in my car driving, I talk to Grok all day. I might be a problem. Grok is connected to my car. I don't even listen to music no more. I'm like, Grok, so this is what I'm doing today. Do I have time for this? Can you Google this? Can you do the math on this? Everything is in assistant mode right now.
Yeah. Don't run from it, Robert. Call up, have a conversation, educate us. Don't run from it. Where do you think all of this stuff is being stored? At data centers. Educate us. Don't run from it, Robert Lance. Educate me if I'm wrong. I just did the research, and they're building data centers because the demand for more data and compute is rising. And ironically, the generation that is most anti-data centers is the ones using the most data.
Let him cook.
Yes, the AI agents that they are putting on top of these platforms is also accelerating it. But they're putting these AI agents because the demand is so, because humans want things faster. Humans don't want to do the actual work of doing the research. People running the chat GBT to put together their whole books and all their things now. Like, we have gotten so microwave as a community. We want it so much faster. So now they generating these things. I'm just asking questions. We using it. We've been using it. Please call in 833-212-1017. I don't build data centers. I know we streaming right now on YouTube.
With a strong connection too.
No AirPods. I know we don't want to hear this. And this, we need to have the conversation of how we hold companies accountable with how these data centers are able to operate in our communities, in our states, in our cities, whatever we want to call it. But we can't ignore the fact that we consuming a lot of data. Go ahead, Shannon.
No, I was just gonna read some comments before we head over to break. Aaron is him said, "Come on, Robert, you are dead wrong." Aaron is him said, "You can't make this mess up." RC Creation Muse 2023 said, "Unfortunately, it's inevitable. People are going to be selling celebrity info like record catalogs in the future. Have a whole AI persona built up of us. Better invest in bottled water companies." Felix said it's gonna be looking like the Matrix in the future, which I mean, yeah, like there's already AI representatives, there's already AI like artists, AI is taking over and fast. Like I remember the beginning of last year not really even knowing what it was, and all of a sudden I can't avoid it. Like it's genuinely a part of my day-to-day life, and it's not only like me being on Instagram or Facebook or well, like I said, when I drive in my car, I'm talking to Grok. When I'm preparing for different things, I'm fact-checking using AI because it's faster. But we'll be right back after this break. You are listening to the award-winning 101.7 The Truth with Ray, Nitty, and maybe Shannon. This is your lunch break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Milwaukee, have you ever lost power in a bad storm and then opened up a bill that was somehow higher than the month before? Or gotten a disconnection notice, fallen behind, and just couldn't catch up? We've been through a lot together. Now We Energies wants to raise rates again. The Public Service Commission is listening, and this is your chance. Comment now or come speak in person at Marquette University the first week of September. Learn more at walnutway.org.
Milwaukee, it's Meet and Greet and Support the Youth by Coach Erica. Come shop with your local youth entrepreneurs Saturday, August 15th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 4011 West Capitol Drive. Enjoy a day filled with fun, shopping, and building community together. That's August 15th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., 4011 West Capitol Drive. That's Meet and Greet and Support the Youth by Coach Erica this Saturday, August 15th. We hope to see you there.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
What up, y'all? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You are in hour 2 with the Lunch Break crew, Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon, DJ Brother Z on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Man, we talking about a whole bunch of things on the menu today. 833-212-1017 is the number to dial. 833-212-1017 is the number to dial. If you're just joining us, we were having a conversation about data centers and the human consumption that already exists. But we do have Dr. Adil Korkor in the building, who is also a sponsor for our Truth Family Fest as well. So we will have some questions for him as we get into this interview. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Shannon, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for coming. It's really good having you here.
So,
you're welcome.
For those that don't know, for people hearing about AB Core Foundation for the first time, what inspired you to create it, and what problem did you feel needed to be addressed?
Well, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about this. This is really a very passionate story for me. Is that in 2017, I decided to step down from my clinical practice as a kidney specialist and really embark on a new venture in my life and a new mission. The story behind the foundation really steps back a number of years back, where I suffer from mental health issues. I suffer from anxiety and panic disorder. And over the many years that I've experienced that, I dealt with it initially with some medications, and it really didn't work, and it caused a lot of side effects for me, being a very active physician and practicing, and it really affected a lot with my mental ability. I had always been a runner, and I decided, well, I'm just going to kick up my running game and start doing more competitive racing and running. And so I aimed for my first marathon after I had a major panic attack, of which I thought I was going to die. And with my panic attack being centered more around my heart, I thought exercise was a great way of overcoming my fear, because if I can exercise and tolerate exercise well, then my heart is okay. And that gave me the sense of comfort. So I ended up becoming really a very active person in terms of running. I did a lot of races, lots of marathons, and it really helped me dealing with my mental health issues. And it was a situation where I'm stressed, I'm challenged, I'll just go out there for a run, and it helps me clear my mind. And now that it's 2017, and stemming from that, and from the many years of practicing medicine and experiencing what my patients go through from a mental health standpoint, being a nephrologist and seeing patients who are on dialysis and the challenges that they face, and noting how difficult it was for them to get the mental health care that they need, to find the right therapist, the right care, and then find the care that they can fund, I realized really my mission is about mental health. And the focus is going to be on what really made a difference for me, which is exercise. So my foundation's main mission is bring awareness to, number one, how common mental health challenges are. Number two, the stigma associated with them. And number three is bringing an understanding of how important physical activity in mental health. So the main theme behind the foundation, that's the main goal, that's our main mission. And we established back in 2017 a flagship event called the 5-50-50.
Yeah.
Where we actually did 5K in all 50 states in 50 days. And I did that.
For 6 years straight, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
And, COVID got in the way, so we split some of it virtual, some of it running, but I actually did it every single year. Actually, it's more like 8 years. I ran it. I ran 5Ks, 50 straight days in 50 different states. It was challenging, and I think, but it was great. It would really allow me to connect with so many people around the country, because mental health is so common, so widespread in every culture, in every community in our society, and really, the 5-50-50 allow me to see an incredible perspective of where mental health is across the nation is, and how everybody is faced with the same challenge. But I can tell you that the one thing that was always there, the theme that always existed, and everybody that came to do the run or the walk, they said, it makes a difference for me to be active. Exercising really changed my life. And this is coming from a lot of patients. Many of the patients that came to the events have never never run a 5K. I've never walked 5K. And they felt so empowered, by doing so. So the answer to your question, I spent a lot of time explaining it, but this is where we are. I'm just thrilled to be able to do what I'm doing. It's been now almost 9 years of my foundation institution. We've accomplished a lot, and we have a lot more to do.
Man, 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 days. I'm struggling to run up five steps, so I commend you for that. I know Shannon got some questions for you as well, Doctor.
Of course. So I know your message is motion impacts emotion. And we talk about movement being a part of mental health care. What does the science tell us about something as simple as walking, dancing, or exercising, and how that affects mental health?
Thank you. That is a very good question. And a couple of years ago, I was asked by the TED Foundation to give a talk, and I summarized that in my TED talk. There's an enormous amount of science today that supports a strong relationship between the muscle and the brain. When your muscle contracts, there are hormones that are released that enters the circulations, and then they go straight to the brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier, and they activate neuron cell activities. It activates those neurons. It allows them to grow. It allows them to build better connection with each other. And really fundamentally, there's been a lot of studies that shows that the size of the brain increases in animals who are put under regular physical exercise. So you get more neurons in your head. You got better connectivity in your head. And now there are a lot of evidence of other neurotransmitters that are released from the muscle during the exercise that highly influence our mood, that highly influence our thinking, that highly influence our concentration, our cognitive function. So there's an enormous amount of neurobiology that's out there that strongly support that the muscle and the brain are connected. What goes on into your body from a physical activity standpoint highly influence your brain activity. Now, one other thing I would like to add that physical activity also improves it suppresses the hormones in our body that are not good for our body. For example, certain hormones that really makes it difficult, for example, to metabolize glucose, to metabolize carbohydrates. So the advantage that exercise have is allows us to bring in the good hormones to take charge of our life, not the cortisol, not the adrenaline, but rather those who are positive, the endorphins and other neurotransmitters that really makes us feel better and feel good.
Don't go into you all. We are on the way back with Dr. Adil Korkor on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. You are punched in on your lunch break. This is your favorite 2 hours of the day with Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon, DJ Brother Z holding us down. On the production and sound, we have Dr. Adil Korkor in the building talking to us about mental health, motion, and emotions, and how they connect and how they impact us on a daily basis. Shannon, I know you got some more questions for the doctor.
I definitely do. So when we talk about mental health pertaining to the Black community, as we do a lot on this show, what do you believe that we aren't talking about enough?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I have to tell you that when I recently I just attended a conference this morning about the status of mental health in America and in Wisconsin, and it always comes up about the fact that the challenges in the African and Black communities in the Black communities in Wisconsin and probably in the country in general is still really dealing with the stigma associated with mental health.
Yeah.
I think the challenges are there are there's definite high incidence of mental health challenges in African American communities in the United States. There are a lot of reasons for it. There's economic reasons. There are access issues. There are affordability issues. But there's also one big challenge is that still stigma. Especially among Black men. Mm-hmm. I think Black men still face the challenges that mental illness is a weakness. It's something that they really don't feel comfortable sharing. They don't feel comfortable talking about, and I truly believe that the suicide in the African American community and the Black communities in the United States is really underestimated and understated. I think there's a lot of mental health challenges. There's a lot of mental health issues. Some of that again comes back to the poverty, education. The fact that a lot of the communities don't have the support that they need from mental health providers standpoints, counseling standpoints. So there's a lot of challenges in the Black communities, and I think it's a challenge that I truly believe can be overcome, but it requires governmental, community, healthcare providers, healthcare systems, all working together in trying to solve this challenge. It's not something that one institution can fix. It has to be a collaborative effort, and it has to be something that connects all these organizations together to try to build, to bring an answer to this huge challenge. One thing that
For
we're
sure.
interested in, again, like I said, is that physical activity. And to be honest with you, there's also disparity in the availability of nature walks or safe places for people to go and be active in the inner city, in the Black communities, because there's it's you see, you got a lot of subdivisions out there in the suburbs where nice walks, nice trails out there, but you don't see much of that available. So there has to be a community effort to actually rebuild those safe areas of kids that can play around and run and walk and enjoy themselves in the outdoors and get the benefits both physically and mentally. I'm not sure
For
if I
sure.
answered that.
No,
And
you answered
you
a whole
definitely
lot that we had. We had a few
did.
questions that you just actually touched on. So you're doing an amazing job. No, go ahead, Shannon. I
For
got one
sure.
I'd like to ask, but go ahead. I know you got some more as well.
Yeah, so you definitely hit on a few questions that I had lined up for you, which is great. But I know you also mentioned that a lot of people see it as a weakness, and we're raised to think just push through it. How do we change that mindset?
Boy, educate. Let people know it's okay. And I think a number of years ago, I spoke at a Black church community here in Wisconsin, and I asked, I raised my hand, how many people in this community know of someone who died of suicide, and more than half of them raised their hands. How many people know somebody who have mental health issues? Almost the majority of them lift their hands. So they know that it exists. Okay, they know that there are challenges, but they don't want to, they don't feel comfortable talking about it. So I think it's really educating people that mental health is like physical health. It happens to anyone. It does not have any social barriers. It doesn't have any cultural barriers. It comes across all socioeconomic classes. And it's okay to talk about it because there's help out there. I think that's the one thing that I always want to remind people, that no matter what, there is always help. You can always reach out to somebody, somehow, a neighbor, a friend, a trusted, a teacher. There's always help. And I always encourage, many people who comes to me and say, what can we do? Well, talk about it. That is the first. And talking about it breaks that one barrier. For a man to come home to his wife or partner and say, honey, I feel depressed today, is a very strong evidence that, yes, now that person in front of him is going to say, well, what can I do about it? Let's talk about depression. Is this, what do you feel? Just sharing their feelings and expressing it and feeling comfortable doing that is the first step to really breaking the barrier.
For sure.
If you
Fred,
just
I know you
joining
had a
us,
question.
if you just joining us, we are live with Dr. Adel Corcor from AB Corcor Foundation talking about mental health. I know on this show, particularly, we talked about men, but in our research, we know that you emphasize reaching children and young adults before they reach a crisis point, right?
Absolutely.
What should parents and teachers and communities be looking for?
Wow. Mental health challenges often begin at a very early stage. And if children who have mental health issues, whether because of the situations that they are born in, whether because of economic condition, whether it's because of genetic or whatever it is, if they're and now we have a lot of learning issues and autism and early detection of those type of disorders. It's so important to address this early in life. What should we be looking for? We should be looking for any behavior issues that don't really jive with the kids' overall growth. That they're aggressive or they're not. Their speech is not developing correctly, or they're acting out quite a bit. They are they're not emotionally maturing in a way that they feel safe among their family and friends, that their healthy interaction with other children is actually not taking place. So, those are the kind of things that we need to pay attention to as a society, as a family first. And then I think we need to be able to, as a society, and say, you know what, if I have a child who have those kind of challenges, where do I go? Who is the person I need to go to help me deal with those challenges? One thing that my foundation is doing is working with the Penfield Clinic, which is a clinic that right here in Milwaukee, who basically focuses on early detection treatment of mental health issues. And the one thing that's tremendous about this organization is that they go to kids' homes and they talk to their parents, and they work with the parents in their own home environment to help them deal with those issues and help them know how to react when the kids act out, and what they should do to help the child, as well, what they can do as individuals or as partners with their spouses or partners to come up with a mechanism to address. Because a lot of time kids might pin the parents against each other and might play with one person. But it's important is that Penfield Clinic really provides enormous amount of help and support to families, and they can go to their own homes and they help work with the parents and the partners to help them deal with those challenges. Early detection to me is very important. I think that one of the areas that I think we have to remember is that early exposure to drugs and alcohol is a huge problem in the Black community. And that really, if it's not addressed and dealt with, that leads to incarceration and crimes and issues that end up being so costly to the individuals, to the families, to the community, to the society, and the nation as a whole.
For sure. Well, we are listening to Dr. Ado Korkor in this really good interview about how motion impacts emotion. We're going to head to break, but we'll be right back with more questions. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Each early detection, each shortened hospital stay, each quick recovery reminds us why we serve. From first breaths to complex surgeries to rehabilitation that gets you back to your family sooner, we stand ready, quietly preparing, focused, and guided by one promise: to be fully devoted to you. Ascension, Wisconsin. Advanced care devoted to you.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the award-winning 1017 The Truth. This is the Lunch Break Crew with Ray Nitty, maybe Shannon, DJ Brother Z holding us down. On the production and sound, we have Dr. Adil Korkor talking about mental health, the importance of movement and motion and how it impacts our emotions. 833-212-1017 is the number to dial. You could also follow us on YouTube. If you can't listen in your cars or on the radio, you could chime in on YouTube. You could also text that number if you have something you'd like to add to the conversation. And you could also join us in the chat on YouTube as well. Shannon, what else you got for us?
Yeah, so there's an upcoming Motion Impacts Emotion Conference in Madison. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, thank you. Well, approximately this is actually our third event. About 3 years ago, after I gave my TED Talk, I said, you know what, with all this information that we have about the importance of physical activity and mental health, I really need to bring all of this information and organize a scientific conference. We call that the International Conference of the Role of Physical Activity in Mental Health, or the Motion Impact Emotion Conference. The first one was done in Heartland. We had 9 speakers from all over the world, and it was very well attended. And we had another event last year, and it was also hosted in Waukesha. A similar group of physicians and scientists from all over the world. And then this year, we are fortunate to have a partnership with the University of Wisconsin-Madison to put on this amazing event. We have 12 speakers from, many parts of the world, and they will be talking about many different aspects of how motion impact emotion, from a basic scientific perspective, from the clinical perspective, as well as from the society and the community perspective of how we can build a society where we could integrate and bring access to physical activity as part of a way to address mental health challenges and issues was with the community. So it's going to be a 1.5-day conference. It's going to be hosted at in Madison, like you said, at the Pyle Center. There, it's going to be September 11 and 12. The full day on the 11th, half a day on the 12th. To sign up, you can go on abkf.org. That is abkf.org, and go to events and then conference. And we'd love to have you. I think you'll learn a lot. I think what we need to do is to spread the word, and not only that, really bring the physical activity part of mental health treatment into work. That is, we all know, and now now there's over 4,000 papers published on how important physical activity and mental health. It's about time to really bring it to the clinical practice, to encourage psychologists and psychiatrists and all of those who do deliver care to their patients to say, you know what, physical activity matters as part of your care. It's not just an optional thing. It's not something, do it when you can. No, it has to be part of your mental health well-being and mental health care. One of the speakers actually is Dr. Simon Rosenbaum, who is a lead author on, published over 400 papers on the role of physical activity in mental health, and established community-based programs in Australia, in Sydney, Australia, to support that program. He will be speaking at this conference. So I really would encourage you to come and join us. I think you'll learn a lot. And I think more important for me is for you to take that information you would learn and spread it across, because we need to do something that is effective, that is inexpensive, that works.
For sure. So you are bringing researchers, clinicians, community leaders, and people that have lived these experiences together. Why do you think it's important to have all of these different voices at that same table?
I think it's important to put this in a way that people across the spectrum, audience can actually relate to. Because we're not going to have only clinicians attending this conference. We're going to have people, we're going to have lay individuals, we're going to have individuals who are, community activists, community organizers, who actually steps in and learn different aspects of it. Because it's important to take the science and put it to work. And we need to appeal to a larger and a broader audience of attendees that can benefit from this.
For sure.
And presenters that can
So
share their
what do
experience.
yeah. So what do people actually do differently after they leave these conferences?
I wish I can share. I have a way of sharing with you what one of the speakers, what happened in the last conference that we did last year. Upon closing, just before we closed the conference, I asked the audience, and I said, how many of you feel that attending this conference is going to change the way they practice? And 90, almost entire room's hands was risen.
Wow.
So it's really changing how people feel about physical activity and mental health. It's putting it to work. It's putting it in a format that is applicable to every individual, no matter how serious their mental health issues or how mild. Is that physical activity is not just a thing; it's that thing that could make a difference in their well-being, in their mental health well-being. In addition, of course, to
For
medications
sure.
and other sources, but just so you know that people have depression, mild to moderate depression, anxiety disorders. Exercise is more effective than drugs in treating them.
Wow. That was actually a good segue into my next question. I wanted to ask, like, is movement a replacement for therapy or medication, or should we just look at it as another tool in that mental health toolbox?
It is that. It's another tool.
Yeah.
It's not the panacea. It's not the answer to all. It's an important adjunctive to the other form of therapy. I'm not going to say to you that somebody who has severe schizophrenia or has other, major mental health issues, severe depression, that exercise is gonna make a difference, or physical activity. The answer is no. We're not going that route. We still think that someone who has severe OCD still need to have certain structural or supervised mental health services and care that's done by experienced people. But what I'm trying to say is that physical activity by itself in people of mild to moderate degree of depression and anxiety, like myself, could be the answer.
Well, we got time for one more question. I want it to be a good one. Let's go with this one, Shannon. We had so many great questions that you answered. If someone is listening right now and is struggling silently and they've convinced themselves they just have to deal with it alone, what would you want them to hear from you today?
There's help out there. Reach out. Call somebody. Talk to somebody. Don't despair is not the right thing to do. Tell them they are loved. There are someone out there that cares about them. And I think they need to reach out.
Do you have any I just told a story. I said I had one more question, but that prompted another question. Do you have any resources that you would like to share right now before we close that people could reach out? And maybe it's your foundation that they could reach out to.
I think so. I think my foundation's website has an enormous amount of information and resources that won't reach out to you. But there is NAMI, which is a great organization. There's Mental Health America, MHA, which is a great organization. And of course, there are other institutions like Rogers and other healthcare systems do have mental health services. But I think from a standpoint of getting access to journal information, NAMI and Mental Health America, and of course our foundation would love to be able to help and support these individuals.
Well, thank you once again to Adol Korkor from AB Korkor Foundation, also one of our sponsors for Truth Family Fest. So make sure you get down to Truth Family Fest and check out some of the amazing resources and things that they'll be offering. Shannon, tell the people where they can find us and close us out. Take us home.
For sure. If you are listening, make sure you go ahead, head over to YouTube and follow the award-winning 101.7 The Truth on YouTube and join the chat. Make sure you follow our host at Ray Nitty, RAYNITTI, and myself, Maybe Shannon, MAYBESHANNON. And also give us a call, 833-212-1017 at any point, at any show. You can also text that number and head over to Facebook. We are The Lunch Break on Facebook. Before we head out, is there anywhere that we can follow you, Dr. Adol Korkor?
Yes, abkf.org. And we are also active on social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Hey.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging with us at the lunch break. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Shannon. And thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you at Truth Family Fest. We out.